G'day guys! What is this? G'day guys! Disney Dave coming at you once again from Down Under. Yes, it is Q&A day. We're doing another Q&A video. It's not Saturday though, you're probably asking. It's Friday. Why are you doing a Q&A on Friday and not Saturday? Well, there's a couple of reasons behind that. Of course, we are coming up to the Easter long weekend. So I wanted to kind of get a jump start and do my Q&A on Friday. Also, we've got the Star Wars Celebration convention happening over the weekend as well. And I thought, well, instead of incorporating all the news coming out of the convention into this week's weekly news roundup, I'd actually attempt to put together a couple of special edition news roundups at the end of each day of the convention, just rounding up all the news and announcements and stuff coming out of the convention. So this weekend we'll probably have at most 4 news roundups. We'll have 3 from the Star Wars convention and 1 for just a general news roundup on Sunday as well. So it's going to be a big weekend. I'm just going to try and keep on top of everything we're going to do. We've got a ton of questions this week actually, which is awesome. It's been a crazy week on the channel here. If you've been following closely, you would have seen that my trailer reaction for Thor Ragnarok just went absolutely bonkers. So I was up on Monday evening. It was quite late. It must have been about 11:30. I was just rounding off my night, getting ready to go to bed. And the trailer for Thor Ragnarok dropped. And I thought, man, I have to do a video reaction to this. So I quickly ran in here, turned everything on, and did my reaction video. I spent maybe an hour and a half editing and getting it online and everything. I woke up in the morning, there was something like 600 views on it. I thought, that's pretty crazy. I'd gone up like 20 or 30 subscribers as well. So I had a shower. Within the 10 minutes of me getting out of the shower, the video had like skyrocketed up to like 2,500 views. And then throughout that morning, every time I was hitting refresh, I was jumping up 2, 3, 4,000 views. It got to the point that at the end of Tuesday night, I raked up 27,000 views and I had raked in over 120 new subscribers just from this one video that I whacked together really quickly the other night. I thought that's absolutely insane. And this video is still generating traffic. It's around 30,000 hits at the moment and has generated almost 200 new subscribers for the channel. It's absolutely insane. I am now sitting around 850 subscribers, which is crazy. This is well up from last Saturday when I reported I was on 700. So this is crazy. As you can tell, I'm just a little bit excited about this. Hello to all my new subscribers out there. This is awesome. Welcome to the channel. So excited to have you all here. What's new this week on the channel? Not too much. I picked up this guy. I said I got a new microphone last week, which is on the camera right now, the Rode VideoMic Pro. I got a windsock for it. I know it's not that exciting. It's actually called a dead cat. Kind of looks more like a dead rat. But there you go. That's going to be for when I'm filming stuff outside using this camera. I'm also trying to get my lighting a bit better. So I've got an LED light in here. I don't know if you can notice. I don't know if you can notice much difference, but I can. So yeah, I hope that's a good improvement to the channel. We're working on sound, we're working on visuals too. I think the next step is getting a new one of these cameras. And okay, what are we all here for today? What are we all here for today? Of course, the Q&A. We got a ton of Q&A questions in, so let's just power through these Q&A questions. Okay, here we go. Of course, I'll do another Q&A next week. As long as the questions keep rolling through, I'll just keep doing Q&As every Saturday. So if you have any questions for me, especially those new subscribers out there, I'd love to hear from you guys. Please, down below in the comments, bing, bing. Leave me some comments, leave me some questions. What do you want to know? Anything about anything. So again, the man, Jack Ross, he asked me, he said that this doorknob behind me right here, he says the doorknob is strangely high on that door. Is that normal? Well, I suppose it's not normal these days. It is a bit high. I suppose I've never really thought about it. But this house was built in the 1920s. This is a 100-year-old house. And this kind of doorknob was sort of traditional at the time. This kind of door, it's an original door. This was just the style at the time. And this was just what was the norm in the 1920s. That's as simple as it is, really. So that explains the strangely high doorknob in the background there. Jack Ross has also asked, he asked me what my favourite vinyl record is. And when will I show my LP collection? I've actually filmed an LP collection video of my Disney LP collection anyway. I haven't had a chance to edit it yet. I've also done a video for all my Disney books. I'm working on editing them at the moment. I've got so much. I'm doing these daily videos, and I'm also trying to work on my top 10. Whenever I get time to actually like if I have a lull, like there's a couple of days where I have no videos to do, I might just cut one of them together and whack it up. But I'm trying to get them up really soon, so you will see my Disney vinyl and my Disney book collection really soon. I'd also like to show off the entire LP collection at one point as well. What's my favorite vinyl record? Do you mean like what's my favorite album, or what's my favorite sort of collectible record? Because if you're saying like my favorite collectible record, Disney Music pressed this incredible Frozen Collector's Edition soundtrack on vinyl, and it is gorgeous. There's just glitter, there's a see-through vinyl, there's a blue vinyl, there's a vinyl with like an etched picture on it, and you will see that in full on my LP collection when that goes up. My favorite album of all time? I don't know. I have so many favorite albums, so many favorite artists. The Beatles, U2, Coldplay, Johnny Cash, Elvis Presley, Dean Martin, Bing Crosby. I have so many favorite artists, I can't bring myself to pick a favorite album. Jack Ross actually said one of his favorite albums is Live at Folsom Prison by Johnny Cash. Huge recommendation on that album. I absolutely love that album too. I also like the San Quentin album, and also Some Girls by the Rolling Stones. It's a fantastic album as well. I do love the Stones. I'm sorry, Jack. I said this last week. I upset him by saying that I prefer the Beatles over the Stones. I do. I love the Stones. I love... Prove my point. Come on, I'm a Stones man. I'm a Stones fan. Come on. I do love the Stones. I just prefer the Beatles. I'm sorry. Abby Matlock asks, what is your favorite Disney and Pixar soundtrack? My favorite Disney soundtrack is probably Fantasia, but that might be a little bit of a cop-out because it's just a bunch of pre-written classical music. If you're saying like Disney original soundtrack, The Jungle Book or The Lion King, they're both just amazing, incredible, fun, catchy songs and music. Elton John's work, Hans Zimmer's work on The Lion King soundtrack especially is incredible. And of course, the wonderful Schumann brothers who did The Jungle Book, they did the Mary Poppins soundtrack too as well, which I love. So those three I think would really tie as my favorite. My favorite Pixar soundtrack, you can't go past Randy Newman's songs and score from the original Toy Story movie, although Michael Giacchino's score for Up comes very close for me. I adore that soundtrack so much, especially the sort of the main theme, Married Life, is incredible. And when you're at Disneyland and they're playing that song as you're walking down Main Street, USA, the fields, incredible. Okay, we've got one from John Ingham here as well. Who are your top 5 directors of all time? That's a little bit of a difficult one. It's funny because I have so many favourite movies, and I have a lot of all-time favourite movies. Again, if we're going to point to my number 1 movies of all time, it's the original Star Wars and The Wizard of Oz. But for example, the directors of that, George Lucas and Victor Fleming, just because they've made my favourite movies of all time doesn't mean they're favourite directors. I absolutely love George Lucas as a filmmaker, as a director. Look, I have so much admiration for George Lucas. He's a big reason why I wanted to get into filmmaking and why I love film. But doesn't mean he's my favourite director, because as a director, when I'm thinking my top 5 directors, I'm thinking of directors who have consistently delivered amazing movies, who have consistently delivered more than a handful of movies that I really love. I'd say Alfred Hitchcock. I absolutely love just about every movie Alfred Hitchcock ever did. I've seen scores upon scores of Hitchcock's movies. There's not one I didn't like. Especially the ones that he did with the huge leading actors of the times like Cary Grant and James Stewart. But he was a master of cinema, and he knew how to make an incredible movie, tell an incredible story, and keep an audience sucked in for an entire movie, and keep you guessing and put you through twists and turns. I think he's just an incredible filmmaker. Frank Capra, same thing. He consistently delivered these amazingly dramatic yet funny and heartwarming movies like It's a Wonderful Life and Mr. Deeds Goes to Town, Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, Lost Horizon, Happened One Night. Oh man, if you haven't seen any of these movies, please check them out. They are incredible. Each one of these movies just tugs at the right heartstrings. Incredible. It's a Wonderful Life is a staple for me for every single Christmas day. I'll also say Quentin Tarantino, adore his movies. Pulp Fiction is in my probably top 5 movies of all time. Aside from being an amazing director and being able to tell an amazing story visually, he is one of the most incredible writers ever. And I think outside of some of my favorite writers from like the golden age of cinema, like 1930s, 1940s, Quentin Tarantino is the greatest screenwriter when it comes to dialogue. His dialogue is incredible. No one else can write dialogue like Quentin Tarantino. Next up, Baz Luhrmann. Oh man, I adore Baz Luhrmann's work. Romeo and Juliet has been a favorite movie for as long as I can remember. The Great Gatsby, I went there first morning to see that, and I adore that movie so much. Moulin Rouge is incredible. He is an amazing visionary director. His movies are unlike anything else I have ever seen. And it just so happens that he's an Australian director too, which you know, puts him at the top, knocks him up a couple of notches. I know it's a little cliche, but Steven Spielberg. Come on, he's made some of the most amazing fantasy action-adventure movies of all time. Raiders of the Lost Ark, Jaws, E.T., Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Jurassic Park. I could go on and on and on. His movies are incredible, and his movies were a cornerstone of my childhood and a cornerstone of my adulthood and just loving cinema. Next question. Princess Adora asks, what Disney movie do you think is the most underrated or underappreciated? I think I'm actually going to do a video on this at one point, but I'm going to have to say Tomorrowland. It was a film that had an incredible premise, and it was sort of based on Walt Disney's ideologies towards the end of his life in creating a better future. He wanted to create, like, literally, he wanted to create a city. Like, he wanted to create a working, living city where they could test out technologies for the future to make the world a better place. The movie Tomorrowland was really based on those ideologies, and it fell flat because so many people don't know about that. Don't know about Walt Disney and his plight to make a city. Like he wanted to make an actual city. Now, originally in the movie, there was a plot point where Walt Disney was one of the founders of the Tomorrowland in the movie. That would have made the movie make so much sense. But they ended up cutting that out at the end because they thought it was a bit on the nose and just too in your face with Walt Disney. And the movie just lost the charm that it should have had, and it lost the importance that it should have had, and it just went completely unappreciated, underrated by audiences. I'm going to do a video on that at some point and just really flesh that idea out. The Movie Buffs. He asks, have you seen the Marvel Netflix shows and which one is your favourite? I've seen them all except for Iron Fist. I just haven't had a chance to get around to Iron Fist. I've been busy lately. It's a toss-up between Daredevil and Jessica Jones. I think Daredevil has the best choreography of fight scenes. Jessica Jones has had the best story by far, which sort of puts that probably at the top of my list with Daredevil just following up. Daredevil is amazing visually, but story is always key, and I just think the Jessica Jones story was a notch above everything else, and that probably puts that at first place for me. I loved Luke Cage. I was so into it, and I loved all the nods to classic exploitation cinema and blaxploitation cinema. I just felt it fizzled out about halfway through the show and just ended on a complete, just underwhelming note. I apologise. I still cannot pronounce your name. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce your first name. I'm just going to call you Mr. Marquez. I'm hoping that I got your surname correct at least. Please let me know how to pronounce your name down in the comments, just for future reference. He asked me, what's your favourite sport and what's your favourite team? My favourite sport is AFL. That's the Australian Football League. Actually, I don't know if I can actually show you any visuals of it. I was going to, but the AFL is really cracking down on people who are sort of redistributing their footage at the moment. Just do a search for Essendon Bombers. They're my team, the red and black. You people internationally are going to think we are insane when you watch this sport, because it's just, especially Americans think we're mad because we don't wear any protection in the sport. He also asked, do I watch the NBA? I don't watch the NBA too much. Occasionally I watch a game here and there, but I do like basketball. I love basketball. I played basketball for a little while when I was a kid. Favorite team? Can I say like mid-80s to mid-90s era Chicago Bulls with Michael Jordan? Incredible stuff. He was an incredible player. I'm going to go to another question from Abby Matlock, because I think this is a good question. What are your thoughts on other animation companies such as DreamWorks, Blue Sky, Illumination, and Leica? DreamWorks, I have loved some of their work. I've really enjoyed some of their work, especially the first Shrek. But some of them, like Madagascar, I never just really got into. Blue Sky, love the first couple of Ice Age movies, and then everything after that, I've not really enjoyed that much. Illumination, Despicable Me movies and the Minion movies just get me. They're so much fun. I love them. Leica, I don't think I've even actually watched one of the Leica films. That's what, like Kubo and Coraline, and Nightmare Before Christmas really threw me off that kind of animation. And I don't know, it looks beautiful. Like, especially Kubo looks really good. I've heard some great things about that. Maybe I will check that out. But that is it. That's all of the Q&A questions for this week. I'm sorry if this has been a long video this week. Oh, I picked this. I got this thanks to my my friend Michael. How cool is this? Apparently this has come from Disneyland, Japan. No, it's just come from Japan. How cool is that? It's like a postcard thing. Thank you very much, Michael, for that. That is sitting on my desk going appreciated every day alongside two of my favorite pieces of concept art from Fantasia. Okay, let's bring that to an end. Oh, there's actually a question I want to ask you guys. I feel kind of a little embarrassed to ask this, but I have been asked by a couple of people about this numerous times. A couple of people have asked me if I have a PO box so they can send me fan mail or send me stuff. I don't like asking for stuff, and I don't expect stuff, and but if there are people out there who do want to send me stuff, I don't have a PO box, but I want to just sort of gauge an interest in whether anyone's interested. I don't know. If you think there's any point in me getting a PO box now or sometime in the future, just let me know in the comments below. I'd like to know. I just want to sort of gauge an interest if there are people who do want to just send some stuff in or whatever. You know, I'll look into setting up a PO box if I need to, especially now that my subscribers are going up and everything, and I'm just hoping we're on an up and up with this channel at the moment. It's moving so quickly and amazingly. I'm really happy, and once again I'm really appreciative of all my amazing supporters and fans out there who watch all my videos and who comment and communicate. You guys are all absolutely awesome, and if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't stay motivated to do this every single day. So that's the end of today's video. Thank you once again for joining me. To all my supporters out there who celebrate Easter, happy Easter to you. I hope you have a wonderful long weekend. To all my other wonderful subscribers out there who may not be Christian, may not celebrate Easter, have just a happy weekend, a wonderful weekend. Just share the love, share the peace. Just have an amazing weekend, guys. Absolutely, everybody. Once again, if you've got Q&A questions for me to address next Saturday, down the bottom in the comments, type away. Of course, don't forget, my Moana competition launched yesterday, so I've got a Moana giveaway going on at the moment for all my Australian subscribers. If you haven't checked that out yet and you do want to enter, please, up here, click that, and check out this competition. There's also a link after the jump. You know what there also is a link for after the jump? The subscribe button. So if you're a brand new viewer to this channel, it's the very first video of mine you have stumbled across, please, after the jump, give me some support and hit that subscribe button. To all my regular viewers, once again, thank you so much for joining me. To absolutely everybody out there, I hope I'll see you again soon. Until then though, guys, take care, and I hope you have a magical day. Take it easy.